Milo here again, and going to be doing a different kind of video today. I started playing WoW just again yesterday after a couple months off, and being the expansion's coming out next month, figure I'd give it another look and see how it's going. So I got on my Shaman here, who happens to be my favorite character to play, and was just going to show. Well, this hunter of course has to come up and shoot shit. Was just going to show pretty much how I DPS. My things have always been for noobs by a noob, so this is kind of be Elemental Shaman for noobs. I do not have the best gear. What's my item level? My item level equipped is 386. I don't have all the things I want before I left. I don't even have my 4 set, which would really greatly help my DPS. But we're going to focus pretty much on the basics. It's going to be probably the spec every single Elemental Shaman has currently right now. Pretty much, yeah, you shouldn't have to really change anything about that. Just look it up. But what I run here is minimal add-ons. If you notice my interface, it may look a lot less cluttered than yours is. Reason being is you don't need all those add-ons. You don't need everything to make it better. You pretty much just need one add-on, pretty much. Well, 2. You do need Deadly Boss Mons. It does help to have it. It does help to have timers and everything in the games. But the other add-on you need is going to be called Power Auras. And when you download that add-on, when you want to access it, you type /powa. And it brings up this nice little screen here. Now what I have here, what this does is what it'll do is it creates timers that tracks certain spells and certain spells that you have to set up. Well, I didn't set up any of these. What I've done is there's a guy that was on the forums years ago that created that. Pretty much he linked his entire set to import, and so what I do is I find his page on the forums, and I copy all the text from him, and then you say import, and then what you do is I'm going to put a link to his page. What you do is you'll find the spot where it says, this is all the typing, and it's all a bunch of words that don't make any sense to you. You highlight all that, you right click on your desktop, you say copy. You go into the game, you type /power, you bring this up, you hit import, you have this little icon flashing here, and then what you're going to do is you're going to hit Control V. That's the Windows command for paste. And you hit accept, and then all these things are going to pop up. I don't know if you can really tell here, but it says off, and off for certain things. Reason why is because this guy was a troll shaman, and obviously I do not have berserkings, so I right click to turn those off because it's not even worth tracking them. And Volcano, which is a old enchant to your weapon. So, right now it's going to track all my lightning shields, my lava burst, my flame shock, my 2 totems that I might use, my elemental mastery, my thunderstorm, and everything like that. Okay, the basics of elemental shaman that some shamans don't know. You don't have to, when you fulminate, which is the ability right here, it's when you have more than 3 lightning shield charges active. When you earth shock, any surplus charges are consumed and turned into damage. Well, that ability starts being effective at 7 charges. You don't have to get 9 charges. If you save up to 9, you're going to be losing DPS. So what this add-on you'll see here in a minute does for you, when it gets to 7, it lets you know you're at 7. You don't have to keep looking up. And then it gets to 8, then it gets to 9. It changes colors. Also, it tracks everything else to go with it. But so you make sure you fulminate between 7 and 9, otherwise you're wasting the chance of more DPS. Fulmination is going to be one of your most powerful spells. So pretty much you have your lightning shield. I have my alchemist intellect. I don't need the well-fed buff right now. And you also need flame tongue. You go up and you're going to hit this guy. First thing we're going to see here is my add-on's going to come up right now. Boom. It lets me know I have my flame shock up. I got 23 seconds left. Available right now is elemental mastery. Lava burst is up. Let me flame shock it again. Lava burst is available for use and thunderstorm is available for use. If I thunderstorm, it's going to go away. If I lava burst, it's going to come up, it's going to go away. Now I'm going to start lightning bolting, just to give you an idea here. When it gets to 7 stacks, it's going to let me know. Right there, see, it lets me know lava burst is up. Lava burst. See right there, green. Now it'll change colors again. See, now it just went kind of a green-red. And when I get to 9, it's going to go red. And I'm also going to get the in-game WoW graphic also. That's like, you're too late. Use that fulmination. Okay? Now I'm just going to move it, get out of combat here, let the guy reset. Also, Searing Totem. It says, it prefers to attack targets that are hit by your Flame Shock. Still to this day, they've never fixed it. Searing Totem will not start attacking until you've already started attacking. I don't know why. It's just been that way. Even when you change targets in a fight, like, it'll start switching targets with you. But at the very, very beginning, it never does. So you're always going to want to Flame Shock first, and then drop your totems. So Flame Shock, drop your totems. It's going to start counting on the side. First thing you do is Lava Burst. Well, I do have my full stacks right now, so next thing I'm going to do is Fulminate. It just tracks everything for you. And all you're going to want to do is, as long as this is above, if you're nowhere near getting Fulmination up here, refresh your Flame Shock when you can. Otherwise, if it gets to close moments, which you'll have, if this is at 6 or more, Earth Shock. If it's less than 6, Flame Shock, and then get the Fulminate out, because you do not want to drop the Flame Shock ever on your target. See, I said that there, like I fulminated right before, so I can refresh it, because I was above 6 seconds. Fulminated again. Yeah, you know, I'm only doing 18k DPS. That's my DPS is crap. But also, I'm going to pick it up here in a minute. I have a macro here that's going to cast my Lifeblood and my Elemental Mastery at the same time. So I'm just waiting to reset right here. It's going to hit, boom, right as it drops off. I do get another Fulminate, which I'm going to be just a one Lightning Bolt over on it. But next full Lightning Bolt, I'm going to be able to, full Lava Burst, I'll be able to hit right instantly. Elemental Mastery increases my haste, increases my, with the 2-set bonus, it also increases my mastery, so you're going to see a lot of double Lightning Bolts, double, double Lightning Bolts, double Lava Burst. Sorry, when I'm playing it, I start thinking too much. So I'm just trying to time it right. Also, you're casting your Searing Totem. You want to make sure you reset that down. I have it separate from my other totems. Obviously, I don't click it during the game. I use my mouse. I'm above 6, so I can Fulminate. And I'll have the cooldown to be able to redo my Flame Shock. Now, it has a Thunderstorm up there. I find that more useful for PvP, because when I'm single targeting as a Shaman, I never have mana issues. Ever. Like, it's impossible for me to run out of mana, pretty much. The only time I run out of mana is, no, I don't even run out of mana. The only time I actually lose mana, I guess you could say, is when you're Chain Lightning, if you're doing AoE pulls, and you're throwing down Earthquake. See, it's right above 6. I fulminated. I'm gonna have a boom right there. Reset it. Now, see, I'm talking since I lost my totem, so I gotta re-put the totem back down. Excuse me. Alright. That's enough of that. That kind of gives you the basic idea. It will put them right in the middle for you, and you're alright. And the last thing we're going to do here is, like I see, I have this thing that says DPS, and I still have my Elemental Mastery, because they're not in the same cooldown. If you don't know how to make macros, real quick tutorial. You type /macro, brings up the macro screen. Other way to get to it is hit escape, and then click on macros. I just find /macro faster. And right here, I have it saying show tooltip, Lifeblood, cast Lifeblood, cast Elemental Mastery. When I click that, it's going to cast both of them at the same time because they're off separate cooldowns. One's a racial spell and one is a class. One's a racial spell and one's a, what's the word? Like a tree specific spell. So they're not in the same category, so they won't have a cooldown together. I have it saying show tooltip Lifeblood so that when I mouse over it, it shows the tooltip for Lifeblood. I just chose to do that just to do that. You could even just say, like you don't have to have it say show the tooltip. You can just say show Lifeblood and save it. And now it's just going to say, just going to show the icon of what Lifeblood is, and it's going to say DPS. When you say show tooltip for Lifeblood, that's when it's actually going to show the icon plus what would be there for Lifeblood. I hope that makes sense. Because see, right now I'm going to save it, and I'm going to mouse over it, and it's going to say Lifeblood uses your skill and abilities and blah 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 blah. So pretty much when I click it once, you'll see Elemental Mastery go on cooldown at the same time. And you'll see me get, if I take away all these nice little buffs here, you're going to see me get both of those buffs. My Lifeblood buff, my Elemental Mastery buff, and then also lets you know that the next spell is instant. Boom. And then, oh, my 2-set bonus here too. But all of them kind of go together. Just one click. Makes it a lot easier. Macros are very, very nice. Another macro I have here is Wind Shear. What I have that for is if I'm casting Lightning Bolt and I'm responsible for an interrupt. If you're a Shaman and you, like, a lot of times people like to interrupt, they'll jump to stop casting. Well, as you see, that doesn't do that for me because I use the glyph of Unleash Lightning, which allows Lightning Bolt to be cast while on the move, which is a huge increase for your DPS because there's a lot of movement, a lot of boss fights, and you need to keep damage on the target. Well, if you ever are responsible for an interrupt, this is also great for PvP. I have this set up to where it'll say stop casting and it'll cast Wind Shear. So if I'm doing this, boom, stop casting, Wind Shear. You see it's off cooldown again. I'll get my cast about halfway through. I'll hit it. I stop casting and I Wind Shear. How you do that is macros. I said show tooltip for Wind Shear, so it looks the same as everything. / stop casting, enter, / cast Wind Shear. Now, when it comes to putting in spell names, you have to have it to where it's exactly how it's spelled. Capitalization, spacing, everything. Easiest way to do that is to pull up your spell book. And let's go to Unleash Elements, right? So hit enter and say / cast, space, and then what you do is you shift left click. And it'll put it exactly as it's supposed to be. That way you don't have to worry about typing errors or anything like that. The game will spell it right for you. Hope that was helpful. Hope you can start owning as an Elemental Shaman and realize that they are awesome in this game. And any questions, please leave them below.